Hello, everybody. What's up, PowerCon? Are you guys having a great show? All right, all right. And I assume you guys are ready to hear some Mattel, She-Ra, and Masters of the Universe news, right? All right. Well, I would like to welcome you to the Mattel, She-Ra, Princess of Power, and Masters of the Universe Origins panel. I will be your moderator, Pixel Dan Eardley. Hope you guys are having a great show. Thank you. Thank you. So sitting to my left here, we have the team of very talented individuals who are working on the new She-Ra and Masters lines over at Mattel. So I am going to have them go down the line and introduce themselves and tell us what they're doing. So we'll start right here.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Britt. I am the brand marketing manager on MOTU action figures, and I'm really happy to be here.
My name is Ruben Martinez. I am a designer on the MOTU line, making some really fun toys for all of you.
I'm Sam Pack. I'm a designer on the MOTU brand, and my first PowerCon. I'm excited, and yeah, let's have some fun.
Take it easy on them.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Roy Juarez, and I'm the packaging designer on MOTU. Very happy to be here.
Robert Rudman, I'm the brand copywriter for MOTU, writing all the character bios and comics for the upcoming MOTU Origins.
I'm Annalise, and I'm designed for She-Ra, the new toy line. Exclusive at Target. Go get yours now.
All right. Very cool. So it's a really exciting time for both of these brands. We've got a brand new animated series for She-Ra on Netflix with a brand new toy line hitting Target, as was just said. And then, of course, we've got the upcoming Masters of the Universe Origins line, which we just learned about at San Diego Comic-Con. So I believe you guys have a slideshow, a presentation that we're going to go through. We are going to reserve the last part of the panel for questions. So if you guys can just hold any questions you have until we get to that point. Otherwise, why don't we go ahead and take it away, Britt? Where do you want to start?
Cool. We are actually going to turn it over to Annalise to start, and she's going to talk to you guys about how she designed the She-Ra doll line.
Excellent.
Wow, this is really intimidating. There's a lot of you guys. So let me start off by saying it's been so cool to see the social media reaction and how excited so many of you guys are for this new toy line that represents a new chapter of She-Ra. And some of you have reached out to me on DM and said, hey, my daughter's super into the new She-Ra, so I'm watching her She-Ra, and then I'm bringing out my old stuff and I'm showing her my She-Ra. So let me show you, look at how awesome some of you guys are. These are all photos off Instagram of things you guys are doing with our product, and we should hire all of you to do our social media, because look at this. If anyone is in here, I have their tags, so you can go follow their awesome work. Do you have any questions? Do you want to lead this?
We'll probably do the Q&A for you guys for the She-Ra doll line at the end, and then we'll just jump right into the MOTU stuff. So we have some exciting news for you guys on Masters of the Universe Origins. Awesome. But the first thing that we wanted to do is take an opportunity to introduce you guys to the team. So we actually have, obviously, a few of us up here on the stage, but there is an entire team working on this incredible new line, and I really just wanted to kind of give them their moment in the Brady Bunch sun. So just know that even though there are a few of us up here, there is a whole team of really dedicated, passionate individuals who love Masters, who are working on bringing you guys an incredible line for fall 2020 and beyond.
And for the record, I think Sam wore it best. He's got a lot of attitude. Look at him.
Yeah, I try.
So we know we have a noble mission to accomplish. We know that it's important that we get this right. This is a franchise that means a lot to a lot of people. For some of you, it actually kicked off your love of action figures and your love of toy collecting. So we recognize that, and we want to make sure that we are honoring that and we are doing right by our fans. As such, we have mission statements. We have a mission statement, but we also have many mission statements. Our mission is to embrace the iconic elements of the 1980s toy line, enhance with features that today's collectors will love and appreciate, excite our loyal fan base with expansive assortments and great price value, and engage new fans with accessible origin stories that introduce the new generation to these characters. So, with that, we want to talk to you guys about how we designed the toys. So, you guys have already seen the awesome 5.5-inch hyper retro figure assortment. Yes, yes, yes. It's going to be available at mass retail fall 2020 at that great $14.99 price point. But I want to give our design team an opportunity to talk through how they decided to really, concept out these toys and offer these awesome new features in 2020.
So real quick, guys, it really just started off with the amazing Comic-Con item. Hopefully you guys got a chance to see it and own it because it is a really, really nice piece. We're just building off of that momentum with some really awesome characters that are top of mind with you guys. So He-Man, Skeletor, Tila. We're really bringing in the added articulation as well as little subtle differences from what the vintage line offered in terms of facial expressions, just to kind of, vary it up from what you may already have, but really still very iconic and based off of those characters. And Sam here, this gentleman next to me, is doing a really fine job of overseeing that quality control and making sure that it's all happening. So if you want to thank anybody, you want to thank this guy right here too.
Oh, no. I do it for you guys.
And Roy, I think you have the packaging for this, right?
Yes, I do. Well, I'm sure you guys seen this one here at Comic-Con already, but just kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about it. Just kind of go through the creative inspiration I had here. So the way I'm looking at it is more like a modern homage to the vintage illustrations that were done in the 80s, from these amazing artists like Rudy Obrero, William George, Earl McCarthy. But I'm trying to give it a more of a sort of like a modern digital painting overlay to them, which I think is kind of cool. It brings it into the new generation, but still, being true to, these amazing artists that were in the 80s. And then, so one of the things I just remember being a kid, just kind of walking through the toy aisles, just kind of coming across, Masters of the Universe and just being like in awe with the artwork, just drawing me in. So kind of wanted to celebrate that, with the Origins, toy line, the packaging, artwork. I'm hoping it, it sort of does that same, with the kids nowadays, and then also with the fans, that it just has that same impact that it did on me, when I saw, Masters for the first time as a kid. So.
Awesome.
Okay.
So that's actually a perfect segue because part of the reintroduction of these characters and the reimagining of the vintage toy line for us was going back to one of the things that really made those waves great, and that was the inclusion of the mini comic. So we actually wanted to surprise you guys and give you a sneak peek of the first panel from the first wave of the mini comics, which are going to be all new. All new art, all new storylines, and I want Robert, our copywriter, to tell you how he's kind of imagining these stories that retell these characters' origins.
Yeah, so each wave is coming with its own dedicated comic that's going to include the characters from each wave. So the first one, He-Man, Skeletor, Tila, Evelyn, Man-at-Arms, and Beastman. And as everyone knows, there's an insanely rich and deep and convoluted storyline through all the Masters universe. But, my truth is that you get down to the core of what is true to these characters and what's true to what's true to the world of Eternia. And as long as you stay true to that, then it's going to be something that I think that everyone here is going to really enjoy. It was, to me, one of the most important parts of having these toys was getting that comic So it's going to be something that everyone here who is diehard MOTU is going to be able to really connect with, but also a great entry point for the kids who have never been introduced to these characters before, and they'll know who He-Man is and who Skeletor is, etc.
Yeah, so we're really using the comics to reintroduce a lot of the key characters to people that don't know it. And I think the Origins line is a very strong and family-oriented brand because we're hoping that parents will be able to experience this at retail with kids and then be able to take the product home and open up the package and read these comics, and kids will be able to understand who these guys are. So I think it's really important, like Robert was saying, to make sure that we're doing a really good job with the comic and making sure that we're telling really good stories that are fun and entertaining and always reminiscent of what was done by the gentlemen in the 80s, those really talented artists. So we're really trying to keep that going with these books.
So that covers off our 5.5-inch figures for the moment. But we know mighty things come in mini packages. So I think we might have something completely new to show you guys, right? Right?
We have some stuff. Yes.
Do we have some stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to show first?
I think let's look at our new minis.
All right. All right. If you guys can't see it, they will be in the booth shortly after this panel. But here you have the MOTU minis. Sam, why don't you talk about them?
Sure. So here's our mini scale figures. They all come packed out in this Castle Grayskull packaging. You're actually going to be able to open this up and remove the walls and make one giant castle where you can stand all your characters on top. And they have a little peg here and holes on the bottom of their feet so they can stay steady on the castle walls. In terms of character selection, we tried to get characters that we didn't feature in the Origins line that we could get to later. But we wanted to have a variety of characters that, like I said, weren't in the Origins line. So we have Ram Man, Stinkor, and we have a couple chase figures like the comic book Trapjaw and the Slime Pit He-Man should be here somewhere.
I don't see him.
All right, well, that's coming. So, surprise!
Surprise!
Oops. No, so yeah, I mean, they were a lot of fun to work on. We feel like the styling is something that paid homage to what we put out a few years ago. But yeah, it's been super fun. They're really collectible and highly detailed.
Yeah, so one real important thing, Sam, is that these guys will be coming packed out, blind package, so you don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
So that's where the chase element comes in. There's going to be a nice selection of characters.
Do you hear this?
Yes, I am hearing it. I am hearing it. We are hearing it, yes. What was that?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
That's something we can look at. All right. So there are minis, but we know that He-Man really isn't He-Man without his sidekick, right?
Right. What sidekick are you talking about?
Yeah.
And who is He-Man's best friend?
I don't know.
Is it Skeletor?
No.
That's his best friend, right?
So some of you who follow us on the official @Masters Instagram account got an early look at this morning, by the way. That's our official account. Please go follow it for all of the latest Masters brand and franchise news. And those who got an early look this morning got a sneak peek of our Battle Cat.
Battle Cat. Here we go. Yeah.
And if you guys haven't noticed, he's on the table now here.
Yeah, so Battle Cat's here on the table. He's going to be displayed out there after the panel. But we wanted to, of course, we have to include Battle Cat with He-Man, right? So some things that are a little different, or a lot different actually, is he has a full range of neck articulation. Same removable armor. He's got jaw articulation in the front. He's got shoulder and knees. And the best part, articulated tail. Yeah. So it's completely posable. The armor, we're trying to. So the styling on the face is still paying homage to the old Battle Cat. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we try to stay true to the look and the feel of it, just with modernized articulation and decorations.
And I think we might even have a look at the packaging for this.
Yeah, you guys ready? Here's our first look at the packaging for Battle Cat.
Oh!
So with this one here, I'm trying to stay true to the way they were offered, in the 80s with the window box and then the giant header card, that artwork that we all love, trying to give you guys that too on this Origins line.
Very cool.
Very, very cool.
Awesome.
So I'm going to pause for a second because I don't actually have a fun animation set up for this next slide. But we have heard a lot of you who really, were slightly frustrated about not being able to get that 2-pack coming out of Comic-Con. We know that, for us, that was a really hot item for us. It was very exciting to see that sell out, but obviously upsetting for people who were not able to get their hands on it. Because we know, Prince Adam is someone that you guys would also like to add to your line to continue to build out this world. And we thought we might be able to do something really cool with a vehicle as well. So wanted to give you guys a look at our upcoming Sky Sled.
Oh, hey.
Sam, let's talk about this guy.
Yeah, okay. So we wanted to offer a variety of figures in our Origins line, like Battle Cat. So the next natural step was, we should put in a vehicle, right? But we wanted to find a vehicle that was like super iconic to fans of the show and the original toy line. So I was like, what better vehicle than the Sky Sled, right? So came up with Sky Sled, and we felt like we had to put Adam somewhere in the line. So we thought this would be a good opportunity to put it readily available for everyone who, like Britt said, couldn't get the Comic-Con exclusive. But it's gonna come with like blast effects. It has interchangeable heads between the Sky Sled and the snake head for Skeletor's warriors. So you can make it into a war sled. You can change out the panels on the side for a different look. And it also, I don't know if it's pictured there, but it comes with a translucent flight stand. So it's like super displayable. Yeah.
And oh no, this just in.
Just now?
Just now.
You just got this?
Just now.
Amazing.
All jokes aside, though, I actually just get this about like 10 o'clock last night. So, wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at some things that are coming in the 5.5-inch figures in the, I believe, third wave?
Yeah.
Is that right? So, who do you think these guys are?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
And Sam, did you get a model?
I don't know, Britt, did I?
Did you get a model?
I think so. I think I did.
That's showmanship, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. We practiced this skit for like 12 hours. So on top of those guys that you see up there, a sneak peek, we actually have this guy. Oh! I'll show you. So Trapjaw, one of my favorites, and obviously a lot of the fan favorites, we definitely wanted to include this guy in the near coming lines. So like the other figures, his face is a little bit different, a little bit more updated. The deco on the eyes is a little bit different because we wanted to modernize it a little bit. He's still gonna come with his removable arm accessories. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this sneak peek.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Cool. So again, tons of great news on the way for Masters. We are so excited to see where this line is going to go. There's obviously, I'm sure many of you already know, a movie on the way in 2021. So there's going to be lots and lots to talk about for Master of the Universe, He-Man, and this amazing cast of characters in the months to come. Please follow us. Skeletor commands you. Follow us on all of our official social channels to keep up with the latest news, and we'll keep bringing you the latest news. So there you go. And now, I guess we turn it over to Q&A.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Some pretty good stuff. Good reveals, right? I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I think they forgot the Mosquito slide, but that's some pretty good stuff. That's some pretty good stuff. So we do have a microphone right over here in the center. If you guys want to go ahead and line up, we've got plenty of time for questions. This would be for anything relating to Origins or the She-Ra Princesses of Powerline. So I would love to see some questions for that as well, because this is a great time to interact directly with the teams that work on these toys.
Thanks, Dan.
Good? Yep.
Hi, David Clark, owner of the Facebook Origins group.
Awesome.
Great to see all of you here. Amazing toy line. So for people who really want that vintage accurate package, you know, the character with the vintage accurate heads and accessories and all of that, any plans for the future to offer maybe variants, maybe at conventions or on the store shelves that really nail that vintage accurate toy look?
I think it's possible. It's a great idea. I think since these are mainly going to be a mass offering, so you will be able to get these at mass. So they're not direct to consumer or online only. That's a great opportunity for us to do that. I think one of the reasons why we did what we did was because we felt that a lot of you guys own a lot of this product already, and we're very thankful for that. So because of that, we wanted to do something a little bit different. And if you're telling us that you would love to see some of that stuff again, I think it's actually an opportunity and something we can do. But I think what we're doing to launch is just make sure that we're doing things a little bit different, that still look great, are still true to the characters, those subtle differences, but also still give you that articulation. But that's a great idea. It's something we could look into. But I think with the initial launch of the characters at mass, there will be a subtle difference that isn't accurate, completely accurate to the original line.
Yeah, really enjoying the changes. Looking forward to lots and lots of He-Man in our Christmas, Christmas gifts and everything else.
And birthdays. And birthdays.
Thank you.
Hi, fellas. Let me first say I'm really impressed by what I've been seeing here, and I'm just stunned and amazed. I'm enjoying the San Diego Comic-Con. I opened it up. I played with the toys. They're really amazing. And one question I have or a concern I have is that as a toy collector, I collect everything MOTU. Right now, I can't find Mega Blocks anywhere. And I see these, I want these, I'm gonna buy them. I'll buy them by the case if I have to. But I'm worried about distribution. Where are we gonna see these on retails? Are they gonna be hitting it? Are they gonna be limited? How is the plan so far?
They will not be limited. They will be available at mass retail. I can't say where yet, but you will be able to find them. They will have, full chain distribution. It's going to be a renaissance of masters at retail.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
I just want to interject real quick because I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the Mega Constructs and they're very hard to find. But you had a big display at Comic-Con, and when we were talking, I think we kind of got the idea that it is kind of going through a bit of a rebrand and maybe some new packaging kind of stuff for it, right? So we're going to see more of that.
I'll be honest with you guys. We are the team that works on the development for the action figures.
Yeah.
The Mega team is actually managed under construction, so it's actually a different group. But we will definitely go back and voice this to them. I know that's something they're aware of. We're obviously kind of in a little bit of a tricky space right now where we as the action figures team don't have anything at retail yet. So I would expect all of that to improve as we get committed retail space next fall.
Great.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Next.
All right. So first I want to say thank you very much for, making Origins. This is the toy line that I have wanted since I was 3 in 1982. So thank you very much.
No, thank you.
You wanted more articulation back in '82?
I wanted He-Man to be able to do the Grayskull.
That's
parts.
great. No, that's awesome.
And
that's
so
awesome.
this is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, to that point, I had mentioned this to Britt earlier. There are a couple of points with the 2-pack that came out that was in the reviews that I'm hoping can still maybe be fixed, and if not, they're minor nitpicks. One, can the power sword be the handle shrunk down a little bit so it'll fit better? And 2, can we maybe can we fix the furry Speedos? Furry trunks are cool, furry Speedos are maybe a little too much.
What's wrong with furry Speedos? I'm wearing them right now.
There's chafing issues, and I don't want to go any further.
Fair enough.
And second, you mentioned you give us a tease of Wave 3, and you've shown us Wave 1. So is Wave 2 the Battle Cat and in the Wind Rate or the Sky Sled, or is Wave 2 something you haven't teased yet?
So that's an excellent question. So technically, everything that you've seen today will be kicking off at the same time. We have, it's a 6/1, we call it a launch avail, but it's basically as soon as retailers can start ordering product. So then it kind of flows in accordingly with their logistical systems. But what happens is all of those, like you're gonna see Battle Cat, you're gonna see the first wave of the Origins 5.5-inch figures, most likely the Sky Sled, unless they decide to hold it back for a later fall launch. But you'll see a statement of Origins at retail, and then that 5.5-inch figure assortment that we were showing the sneaks on will refresh in waves throughout the year. So we are planning, each one of those waves has a unique mini comic that tells the stories of the characters that are in that wave. And then, our plan is for this to be a long play for us. We're gonna keep refreshing that core assortment, hopefully introduce more complementary SKUs going into 2021. We are planning for this to be something that has a long life at retail.
And I can speak to the sword question. So the sword that was in the 2-pack for Comic-Con, it's a different sword than what we're gonna have for the Origins line. So the Origins one is gonna be we're paying homage to the old line with the split sword with Skeletor and He-Man. So the handles are smaller and they will fit better. But just letting you guys know, it's a different sword that you're gonna be getting. So.
And you and I will have to talk about the furry Speedos after this, because you talked to Britt, you didn't talk to me about it.
Sidebar.
And I like your shirt, man. We should trade shirts. It's awesome.
Love it.
It's really cool.
Hi, these are fantastic. As the father of a 4-year-old boy, I'm thrilled because it's kind of lining up the way it was for me. And he's already into it. He already loves Super 7's efforts, classics. It's fantastic. I think if I could offer a wish, something that would keep him and me interested in buying doubles as opposed to a single line would be to add those kind of Alcala filters on something like a Shakoti, if you could do a character like that, or Icer, or anybody that isn't necessarily part of the original lineup, characters that you have access to. And then beyond that, just the distribution question. Like case packouts for Mattel have been notorious for giving us, 5 He-Man and 1 Skeletor, or 4 He-Man and 1 Skeletor and 1 Evelyn. And it's been the same with the She-Ra dolls. You have cases of 4 She-Ra and a case of the other characters, and most Targets are not getting the other characters, and they're gone. They're sold out, and they're not anywhere.
I just want to point out, they are getting them, but because you guys are such big fans, you're seeing that case pack and buying them up right away. So
Right.
they are coming, okay?
Okay.
And you have to become best friends with your Target. So
No, but that's a job, and it's hard when you have a kid, and
it's different.
I always feel like Masters and She-Ra have always suffered from that. Demand is higher than supply. So if there's anything to do with the retail partners
Yeah.
to make it easier, even online.
Yeah. And I'll tell you that's something
fantastic.
we're actively looking at. We're mindful of it. We've heard that. We are looking at different case pack solutions, whether that's offering different characters open stock so that
Right.
they can actually order it separate to the assortment. We are looking at that and actively trying to find a solve for it.
Great.
It's something that's like really common amongst a lot of action figure and collectible brands, right? You have the ones that are really popular, they're popular for a reason, and then the ones that are harder to find, the hardcore people want to get those right away. So it appears that they're not there, but they actually are.
Right.
Just like Annalise was saying, the hunger for them.
Well,
and
what has made that easier for some other lines, like Hasbro's Marvel Legends, you have Hasbro Pulse, and you can go retail and do the hunt, or you can be patient, because it takes them a lot longer, and get those and make sure that you get them. So if there's any sort of Mattel beat.com that you might want to do.
Noted.
Maybe not that word, but yeah.
Too late, we own it now.
Take it.
It's ours.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, what's going on? Want to thank everyone as well for this awesome line that you've just showed us. Thank you for all the previews and sneak exclusives that we've seen, especially of that Scareglow figure. That is really... when I was 3, my mom would use He-Man figures as a bribe to make me get straight A's. So when I was at the local toy store, I started memorizing the characters by their feet because I couldn't reach the pegs. So as I was scrolling through, I started to learn all of their feet. And when I found the color of feet I was looking for, I'd pull it down and there was King Randor. So the fact that my daughter's gonna get to do that is really, really cool. So thank you very much. You guys probably can't mention anything about the He-Man movie. You probably know nothing about it. I actually really enjoyed the 1987 movie. I love that. I love that film. It's the best. Pretty sure I have it memorized. But I'm guessing, without saying too much information, when that movie comes closer, there's going to be probably a separate toy line for that. I'm guessing. I don't know if you can say anything, or is this the launch to help promote the movie? Because there's no information about the movie, so I'm trying to get anything I can.
Right. And you're right, there's not a lot I can say right now to be fully transparent with you guys. I will say it is 100% happening. We are seeing some amazing concept art coming out of it. We know they're prepping for production. What we've seen so far looks incredible. There are a lot of people on our side who are so excited about this new interpretation of the franchise. We knew that the vintage figures really meant a lot to a lot of you, and this was kind of, Origins was our way to pay homage and get that piece of it right. So yes, to your point, whatever we do in the toy space would be a different interpretation that aligns to movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Me too. Oh, hey guys. First up, I can wait for the new line next year. And I like the design. It take me way back. and I have one motor toy growing up. And my question is, are we going to see a life-size Castle Grayskull? And my second question is, are we going to see a classic She-Ra set?
Okay. Castle Grayskull and She-Ra possibilities for Origins.
Gotta tackle this All right.
It's a hard-hitting question.
What we have shown you is all we can show you for now. But no, like I said earlier, this is a long play for us, and we want to give you everything that you need to build out this world of 5.5 inch. So it is not out of the realm of possibility, is what I will say.
Thank you.
Is that enough?
Thank you. Keep the work, guys. Thank you.
And then with regards to She-Ra, not currently planned to live within Origins, but again, it's something we could definitely look at and try to figure out how to make that work.
Yeah, I like the way you guys doing it. I take your time, don't rush it.
Mm-hmm. You're not, and you definitely aren't the only person that's asked me that question today. But I don't have anything I can say for it for right now, but we hear you.
All right, thank you. Give it a go, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. I just wanted to get close enough to see the toys. Not just messing with It's like Johnny come lately to the
start
party.
a trend. I mean, hold on.
Yeah, these guys will be on display after, so you can get a closer
Guys,
look.
I'm going to be real candid here, and again, like everybody said, thank you for all that you do, all the hard work that you put in for this great property. When people talk about Hollywood reinterpreting anything or this version now, it makes me really nervous. There's some rom-com kid's going to play He-Man. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm nervous about it. If you guys have any influence at all, listen, back in 1980, whenever they started filming, was it Golden Globus? Yeah, it started filming the Master Universe. Two things they did right, and I know it's got its flaws, but we love it for what it is, right? Two things they got right was Frank Langella and Dolph Lundgren. They look like He-Man and Skeletor, all right? Now, Dolph Lundgren's not going to win any thespian awards, okay? But he dadgum looked like He-Man. He was built like He-Man. He looked like the toy on screen. And in today's reinterpretive, artistic expressions of Hollywood, I'm like, please don't mess up Masters Universe. So if you guys have any influence to keep it classic, to keep it true to what we grew up with and know, please assert that influence as one thing I'm asking. We want it to look like the toys. And you don't have to say anything to that. The only other thing I have, and I may be late to the party on this, you guys may have addressed it, I didn't make it to the Super 7 panel. Just from what I've seen on the floor, and that's all I have to go by, I see this, and then I see Super 7 with Ninja Turtles and Thundercats and Conan the Barbarian. And you know, we've got our stuff that's coming in September from Super 7, but I guess I'm wondering, is Super 7 going to move away from classics, and this is going to take center stage for the toys that are coming for the future?
What I will say right now is classics will be on a hiatus.
Okay.
We're not saying that there's not, I know, I hear you guys. For us, we want to make sure that we are presenting, you know, a focused, streamlined front at retail next fall. Our focus is Origins. For us, you know, evaluating the situation, it doesn't make sense to us to have both of those things attempting to live on shelf at the same time, because if they were out there, we would want to be the ones making them. It's not something we're currently planning, but it's not off the table for the future. So that's all I can say for now.
Okay, and so no pre-orders of this stuff from Super 7. That's all through Mattel.
No, this is us.
Okay.
And it will,
This is
once
Mattel
again-
100%.
And once again, when this stuff comes out, it will be at mass market. So you will be
Yes.
able to pick this up at all your local retailers.
Awesome.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too
soon.
Blow.
Still hurts.
Wow.
We gotta end this now. My emotions are hurt. All right, we gotta call this. All right, next.
Do you guys think it's a possibility for every single character from the 80s line to be reimagined with this new line?
It's a lot of figures. You gonna do it?
Yeah, so
What do you want?
Which one do I want?
yeah.
They know.
I know which one he wants.
So, like Britt said, it is a long-term game for us, and I know there's a lot of awesome, quirky, crazy characters that we would like to get to. So yeah, anything's possible at this point, because it's gonna be a long game. So
Keep buying them, and ideally we would keep making them.
yeah.
Ultimately, it's really up to you guys, because this is very deep character list, and we're just announcing just our first season right now. So keep supporting, and the possibilities here are as endless as that character list, which is thick.
Right, and there's so many characters that we can pick and choose from. So yeah, it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be difficult to find a lot of characters to put in this new line. This is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I want to say, first off, when it comes to classics and origins, I love your guys' price points, way better. So it's awesome that all those figures are $15. That's especially when you're trying to buy 4 or 5 figures. We're really excited about that. 2 quick questions. Mini comic, I love the concept. Could we get a digital download code in the comic so we can read it on our mobile device, you know, and keep up just...
It's a great idea. We could look at that.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And one question for She-Ra, any vehicles or playsets on the future lines?
So I can't talk about that right now. I know, I'm just sitting up here like, I can't tell you about the future, but we're really proud of what we put forward, and we'll have to wait and see, right? Again, retail, anything is possible, but you guys make the final call, really.
Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate all the efforts you've made on this. And I love the new She-Ras. They're fantastic. But I live in a really small box. I live up in San Francisco and it's super expensive. And so the idea to be in that scale alone, I would love to see smaller versions of those blind boxes. That'd be really great if that's an opportunity, if there's a possibility for that. But also in the 5.5. Like, getting smaller options means I can fit more in my place.
Okay, I do hear you on that. So with the new She-Ra, it's even more geared towards kids of today than before, just like original She-Ra was. And you're seeing that right now, if you're looking in like the girls' play space, a lot of girls' toys are at that bigger scale, right? Mm-hmm. And you know when you're a kid, you're not like, my toys can only play with these toys. You're like, oh, Darth Vader's gonna fight Skeletor, and you're pulling all over. So that's why our She-Ra dolls are in that bigger scale. So you can play with more vehicles, and then you can create that world that the girls are already playing, right, and boys. So that's what we're launching with. With anything else, again, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, save us some space, okay?
Yeah.
Because they're really great.
I just have to say, if you hopefully get to an Entrapta, posable hair so she can sit on it as a chair, that would be awesome. I would love to see that.
I'm just letting you know that would be twice the amount of space. So you call it yourself.
Hello, thank you very much for bringing this back out. The 3-4-year-old me back in the 80s is just jumping for joy. When I was 3 and 4 years old, I can go to, I think Toys R Us was open back then. I can go to like a Gemco, if you remember that place as well. And I can get everything I wanted to kind of like mimic what he said earlier. I hope you're right. I hope I can get everything I want, but there are times that I do go to Target and I see dudes paying them on the side and they take a case. It's not fair. That's why I like the online orders. I don't know if you'd consider that, but sometimes just the regular average Joe can't go to a Walmart and just get everyone that he wants. He has to pay them, and that's just not cool. So that's my comment concern. I really want you guys to think about that, because there's a lot of us that are just the average, and we're not the retailer that goes in there and then we go to other conventions, or miraculously they pop up on eBay for like double the amount. So that's kind of my comment concern. My question though is, for the Origins, is it gonna be like the 2000 line, or is it a complete brand new Origins, which I'm totally open for, but I love the 2000 Origins as well. So that's my question.
What do you mean like the 2000 line?
Well, not the 80s, classic, but then the 2000X.
Things like the 2002 series.
Yes.
The redesigns.
Yeah, and before you answer, I mean, even going back to that line of toys, I remember going to Walmart and I can only find He-Man. I could not find any other character. And then, like I said, miraculously, the comic book shop would have it for double the amount. And I would ask them, where'd you get it? Oh, I went to Walmart and I paid the dude. I'm like, okay, thanks.
So to answer the question about the 2000X line, we're gonna not use any of those reinterpreted styles for the stuff that we're doing with Origins. Origins is meant to be based off of the original vintage line. So if later on we get to the point where we're doing stuff from that show because we've exhausted everybody else that existed in the Origins, the original line, then we would reinterpret them in that scale. But that is so far away from now that I think that, like we keep saying, there's so many amazing characters in the Origins vintage line that we can do that we don't really need to tap into that just yet. Cool. So we will be strictly based off of the original product line.
Sweet. Thank you. You guys have a good one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, I love the Origins line. I love the Slime He-Man that you guys released this weekend. A little disappointed to hear that Classics is on hold. And after watching Pixel Dan's video on Slime, I'm wondering, do you have plans to bring Slime back?
Oh, that's a good question.
I was hoping for a classic style slime pit, but an Origin slime pit will do.
Slime's big right now, guys. It's got a history with Masters.
Sure.
Slime is big.
We all like slime.
Love that stuff.
Slime is great.
Mattel makes the best slime.
I mean, I think as we start to build out the line, as we start looking at other options, I think that the slime pit is an amazing set, just like Grayskull's an amazing set. I think it's just a matter of once this thing starts gaining that momentum at mass and we can start building off of that, then those are things that we will definitely look at.
Even if you can bring it to classic still, now we have Slime He-Man.
We hear you. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, real quick, we're going to cut off with these last 3 questions right here because we got about enough time for these last 3. Okay.
One thing that's so great about the Origins line is how interchangeable the parts are. You can take off the boots, the heads, the hands. So for all of us that love to customize our figures and swap parts and whatnot, is there any chance that the neck peg on the Origins figure can be changed just slightly so that it matches the size of the neck peg on the Classics figures, so that we can switch the heads between our Classics figures that we already have and our new Origins figures? it's a very small change.
It gives everybody in this room instant access to tons of head sculpts for these new bodies.
It's a great idea. I think, honestly, we'll have to look at it only because these items are being sold at mass, so there's different requirements that we have to adhere to. So it's something that we can absolutely look at, but I cannot promise you that. Only because, like I said, these are meant to be sold at mass, and when we sell stuff online to an older adult collector, there's different criteria in which we're building against. So if we can do it safe and still maintain a quality product, which is what always we want to do, we will absolutely look at it. But like I said, there is a difference between a collector grade product and what we're putting out for mass. There's just different safety requirements we have to look at, but we could absolutely look at it.
And really quick, are there going to be interchangeable hands in the $15 figures? And if not, how can we get more of those hands to give them the different posability that you see in the STCC 2-pack?
Well, I think there could be opportunities in like different, like different SKUs that could include extra hands. Maybe if there was like another segment of our oranges line where maybe the price is a little bit more, but there's more accessories, there's more hands, there's more heads, like alternate weapons and that kind of stuff. That's a possibility that we could look into too.
And I just wanted to say it would be great if we could somewhere down the line get hands that could grip the vintage accessories really well.
You've asked for too much now. Too much. You had us, and then you too much.
Just a quick question. Will the Origins line be made available through wholesale channels to retailers?
It could be something we looked at further down the line for launch, not something we're currently planning, but 2021 and beyond, who knows? So not able to say at this time, but we'll look into it.
Thank you.
Okay, last question.
Yes, I had this question since 33 years or so ago. We don't have a video game about the He-Man. They talk about to put He-Man in the Injustice game with Superman, all that stuff, but it didn't happen. So can you help us?
We will follow up with our franchise team and see.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on.
Yeah.
So I think we might be able to help you, or someone will be able to help you.
All right. Well, let's give a nice round of applause to the Mattel team up here. Thank you guys so much. And make sure you guys stop by the booth so you can see everything up close. Thank you guys so much for coming. Enjoy the show.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone.